सभी लोगों को प्रणाम, सभी लोगों को नमस्कार. My pranams to all the yoga sadhaks who are watching this live. Kaivalyadhama and the Ministry of Ayush have come together to get to you these great learnings of yoga. As most of you would know, Kaivalyadhama established in 1924 by Revered Swami Kaivalyadhama, and the headquarters located at Lonavala amidst the great Sahyadri ranges is an institution which pioneered in scientific research and also the philosophical literary research. So the knowledge which comes to you comes on basis of the source of the traditional texts, but again researched by Swami Kaivalyadhama and his team members then, and now the ongoing researchers and the family of Kaivalyadhama, to its efficacy. And this is the learning which we get to you through these various episodes. Today we are going to understand and see the practices of Shuddhi Kriyas, the yogic cleansing process, a very important component in yogic science, and more important in today's time when you have a pandemic and where you have increased amount of evidence showing that practices of some kriyas like Jalaneti or Sutraneti have a huge beneficial effect in not only maintaining the immunity in your specific area of the nasal passage in your throat, but also has a huge amount of inhibiting quality if someone is affected. Shuddhi Kriyas essentially are processes which cleanse an individual at various levels, right from your nose, your throat, your stomach through Vaman, and the intricate kriyas like the Nauli and Agnisar, which we have almost lost from the mainstream. So this is an effort to get this back into the mainstream, and these are the intricate practices of yoga which are of profound importance. Like I always say, asanas in yoga is just a minuscule part, but the other practices make it holistic. So I welcome you all to experience this session of demonstration of Shuddhi Kriyas. Thank you so much.
Namaste to all. Today, to resolve the doubts and confusions in young minds and to explain the topic of Shuddhi Kriya, we have with us Yogacharya Shri Vivek Tiwari, highly experienced with multiple exposure even beyond the border of our country. These are some characteristics of our Guruji. Starting with questions. What basically is the concept of Shuddhi Kriya? How are they beneficial for younger generations? And also, can you explain how Kaivalyadhama is forefront in field of scientific research?
Namaste. I welcome you all in this special session made for the International Day of Yoga 2021 from Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institute, Lonavala. Yoga for young generations. Is it necessary to practice yoga by the young generation? Is it useful? Yes. Now it is must because of our lifestyle. That means our sleeping habits, food habits, junk food, fast food, oily, spicy food, and with that food habits, one more thing has become our prestige issue, that is alcohol, smoking, and because of all those habits, especially the young generation are suffering from various toxins which are developed in the body, in the mind, in the emotions. Yes, in the mind and emotions also, not only at the physical level. So, removing those toxins, detoxification is very necessary nowadays. So, yoga provides 6 types of kriyas, Shuddhi Kriya, cleansing process, Shat Karmas, explained in different texts like Hatha Pradipika, Ghiran Samhita. Those kriyas are Neti, Dhauti, Basti, Kapalbhati, Tratak, Nauli, and there are subtypes also. So, out of them, there are different kriyas on which Swami Kaivalyadhama, the founder of Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institute, started this institution in 1924. So, this is the pioneer institute in the scientific research. That is why we say that the tradition, yoga tradition and science together. And Swamiji conducted different research on those kriyas. And the outcome of those research work, scientific research, was very surprising, because it happened first time in the world, and the outcome of those scientific research that we are going to discuss now, especially the research on Tratak Kriya, how it is affecting at the emotional level and psychological level, then the effect of research on Neti Kriya, how it is useful in the problems like rhinitis, because nowadays if we think of the people staying in the polluted cities like Mumbai, Delhi, highly polluted cities, so you are nothing but smoking with every breath, and for detoxification, for cleansing of the nasal passage is necessary. That is why Neti Kriya, Jal Neti, Sutra Neti Kriya. Then we have different kriyas like Vaman Dhauti Kriya, Vaman Dhauti, then Vastra Dhauti, Dand Dhauti, Varisar Dhauti, Vanisar Dhauti. So, these are different names of kriyas. Out of them, we are going to discuss about the effect of Dand Dhauti, Vastra Dhauti on our human body. Okay. So, and we will discuss all the other kriyas also. So, by practicing such kinds of those kriyas, we can cleanse out your stomach. For example, by practicing Dand Dhauti, Vastra Dhauti or Vaman Kriya. Then we can cleanse out your rectum part by practicing Basti Kriya, cleansing of the nasal passage through Neti Kriyas. Okay. And not only, as I told you, not only the physical cleansing at the external or internal level, but cleansing of the mind, cleansing of the emotions. So, by practicing Tratak Kriya, which is very good for the cleansing of your emotions, negative emotions are thrown out. Okay. You feel relaxed and calm. So, it gives calmness to the mind, that Tratak Kriya, and along with other pranayam practices. Through those such different kinds of kriyas, you are cleansing your different body parts, organs, you are cleansing your mind, you are cleansing your emotions. That means physically, mentally and emotionally you are healthy, and detoxification is happening through those kriyas.
Namaste sir. My question is, what is Neti Kriya? Please explain us about Jannati Kriya.
ठीक है. So, नेति क्रिया जो एक्सप्लेन की है in the traditional text, Shat Kriyas. So, Neti Kriya is one of them. Out of them, Jal Neti is one Kriya. Jal means water. With the help of water we are practicing this Kriya. So, that is why Jal Neti. Nowadays we have a Neti pot available for this Kriya. But in old days, yogis used to practice this Kriya directly going in the water, and it was known as Sheetkram and Vyutkram. But for this now, using the pot which is known as Neti pot, it is having a particular shape and the nozzle. We are using a lukewarm salty water, saline water for this Kriya, because when water is lukewarm, it gives fomentation to the inner wall of the nostril or to the sinuses, whereas the hypertonicity of the water increases because of the salt which you are adding in the water. So, the quantity of the salt in the water should be in such a way that the taste of the water will be just like a taste of a tears or the perspiration, that much quantity, and the temperature of the water should be equal to the or little more than the body temperature. So, it should not hurt you, okay. It should not burn your nostril. Then you have to fill up that particular pot, neti pot, with the water, taking a particular angle of the body, leaning down and turning the face, then inserting the nozzle of the pot in your upper nostril. And very important thing for this kriya is breathing through the mouth. Then automatically with the gravity, that water will go in the nostril in the nasal passage, and passing through the nasal passage, it will come out of the other nostril with the gravity automatically. You do not have to suck it, you do not have to throw it out. So, this process happens with the gravity. Only the thing is, if you breathe through the mouth properly, then only it will happen. Otherwise, if you by mistake single breath, inhale or exhale happens through the nose, water will come in your throat or in the mouth and you get the coughing, okay. So, that is why breathing through the mouth is important for this kriya only. It is very good cleansing process to cleanse out your nasal passage. It stimulates the inner wall of the nasal passage, the mucous membrane is getting stimulated, the cranial nerve is getting stimulated. So, those who are having dryness in the nasal passage, for them it is very good. It is very good for those who are having common cold, allergic cold, dust allergy, pollen grain allergy, or I will say those who are staying, living in the big cities, polluted cities like Mumbai, Delhi. For them, they are nothing but smoking with every breath because of the pollution. And for them, this Jal Neti Kriya is very, very important, very necessary to practice it every day. I will recommend. As you take bath every day, as you brush your teeth every day, without fail, I hope. So, in the same way, without fail, you should practice Jal Neti to cleanse out your nasal passage. So, in the future, you won't have any problems like rhinitis or the allergic cold. So, this detoxification for the nasal passage, cleansing for the nasal passage is very important. So, in the tradition or it is very good cleansing process for the spiritual growth or traditional practices like mantra chanting or om chanting, because it cleanses your nasal passage, and because of which the breathing becomes very easy. It removes the blockages or nostril blockages. So, the effect of mantra chanting and effect of om chanting is multiple by practicing this kriya. You can feel those vibrations of mantra very easily, very clearly by practicing this Jal Neti Kriya. And it removes the excess mucus also from the nasal passage. So, nostrils are getting cleansed. So, now Shweta is with us. She is going to demonstrate this Jal Neti Kriya. Let us have a look at that kriya, and observing that kriya you can practice it at your own. After filling up the pot, again now from the other side. So, bending down, taking that actual angle, and then you start. For those who are having allergic cold, dust allergy, for them also it is very effective kriya. Those who are staying in polluted areas, for them also. After this kriya, blow the nostrils properly. With forcefully you blow the nostrils after the kriya. Bend down, clean the nose properly. That is important. If a drop of water remains in your nostril, you may have a cold or headache throughout the day. That is why you have to blow the nostrils properly. Remove the water completely. You can do Kapalabhati also in standing, bending down, turning your face up, down, left, right. If you feel still the water is remaining. Now she is comfortable, she finished her Kriya. Thank you.
Namaste sir. My question is there any other type of Naitik Kriya given in tradition? If yes, so how it is done and what are the benefit?
See, in the tradition, Sutra Niti is explained. Sutra means a fiber. So, in the old age, in the tradition, those yogis, they used to prepare a cotton fiber made up of cotton, and to give the strength to that fiber, they used to apply a wax on it, so that it will get the proper strength, and they used to insert in the nostril and then taking it out of the mouth. But nowadays, we have a modified technique known as a rubber catheter, which is very flexible, having a proper strength and very easy to insert in the nostril, especially for the new people, new practitioners, and it is easy for the cleansing, or you can sterilize it very easily. So, sterilization of the catheter happens very easy in the rubber catheter, but for sutra, traditional sutra, you can't sterilize it. After using it for several times, for 5 or 6 attempts, then you have to throw it out and again prepare the another one. So, this is the benefit of using rubber catheter, the modern technique. So, it is known as rubber niti also nowadays. By practicing this kriya, you are cleansing your nasal passage, you are stimulating your mucous membrane, then it is rubbing the your sinuses, your sinus bone, because of the friction. Because when you are inserting that catheter in the nostril, after inserting approximately 5 to 6 inches, you will feel the touching sensation of that catheter in your throat. Then taking the tongue out, opening the mouth and making a fork of these 2 fingers, you have to take it out from the mouth. Then holding both the ends of the catheter, you will rub it to and fro like this 8 to 10 times, and then take it out of the mouth. So, if your nostril blockages, those blockages will be cleansed out. The scientific research done by Swami Kaivalyadhama ji, so he explains in Yoga Mimamsa about the research that the 7 paths are getting cleansed out or stimulated. Which are those 7 paths? 2 nostrils, then 2 nasolacrial ducts for your eyes, then 2 eustachian tubes for your ears, and the 1 oropharynx for the oral cavity. So, it removes your kapha. If you have kapha dosh, it is good for mucus disorders or kapha dosh. People suffering from sinusitis, even after the operations, operating the sinus bone, the growth may happen again, the sinus bone may grow again in the future. But if you practice this Sutra Niti Kriya regularly, because of the friction with the sinus bone, it will stop the excess growth of the sinus bone, and you won't have the nostril blockages in the future again. Okay. So, that is the very good benefit of this Kriya. So, the effect of this Kriya is it stimulates your nasal passage in such a way that it resists the dust particles. Okay. So, even after having dust particles in the air, polluted air, again you get the sneezing again and again, but by practicing this Kriya, it will protect you from such kinds of infection because of the dust particles. Okay. Now, let us have a look at the demonstration. Sahib Malik is going to demonstrate this Kriya, Sutra Niti. So, let us see how to practice it. Sahib is ready to demonstrate Sutra Niti now, or it is known as Rubber Niti. So, very simply You have rubber catheter, Sahib, show the rubber catheter first. This is sterilized. So, the length of the rubber catheter is approximately 1 foot plus minus maybe. One end of the rubber catheter is little big and open, other end is little small and it is closed, and there is a small hole at the side of the catheter. So, that closed end, smooth end of the rubber catheter he is going to insert in the nostril. So, you can start, Sahib. So, always imagine that you want to insert in the nostril and it should come in the throat. So, the direction will be proper. If it goes in the wrong direction towards the upside of the nostril, you may get the sneezing. So, you will feel the touching sensation in your throat. Then inserting your index finger or making a fork of your index and middle finger, you are taking it out of the mouth. Then holding both ends of the catheter, you will rub it little to and fro in this way, 8 to 10 times you rub it, and after that take it out of the mouth. Clean it, wash it again, so that you can insert it from the other nostril. In between, if you feel the hard mucus is loosened and it is coming out, then you can blow the nostril, clean the nostril, and then you practice it from the other nostril. Now he is going to try from the other nostril also. In the beginning, the moment the catheter will come in the throat, you will get the vomiting sensation and you will not be able to take it out easily. But after the practice, without any vomiting sensation, you can take it out very easily. For sterilization, for hygiene purpose, this rubber catheter is very useful, but the traditional way of practicing this kriya with cotton sutra, cotton fiber, that you cannot sterilize it. Now take it out of the mouth. This is sutra neti, and this is actually explained in the tradition as a neti kriya. Thank you, Sahib. Well done.
Namaste, sir. What is Dhoti Kriya? Can you explain Vaman Dhoti and its benefits?
Yes. So, in Ghiranya Samhita, Dhoti Kriya is explained in 4 types. That is known as Dantamul Dhoti, Antarmul Dhoti, Rud Dhoti, and Mool Shodhan. Rud, Hriday, heart area. So, Vaman Dhoti, Dand Dhoti, Vastra Dhoti, those kriyas are cleansing your thoracic area, heart area. So, that is why it is known as Rud Dhoti. The basic Rud Dhoti is Vaman Dhoti, or we call it as a Kunjal Kriya also, in which of course those kriyas are to be practiced with empty stomach in the morning. In this Vaman Dhoti Kriya, you are supposed to drink a salty and lukewarm salty water, saline water, lot of water, means as your stomach is empty, after passing your stools, urination in the morning, then you will drink, you will start drinking water as per your capacity till you feel till here, till the throat, and after that you will bend forward and then inserting your fingers in your throat, so that you will get the vomiting. So, your reflex muscles will get activated, and the reflex action, because of the reflex action, you are vomiting the water out. With that water, the indigested food or the excess bile, excess acid, excess mucus, phlegm will come out, will be thrown out. So, in this way you are cleansing your stomach. I personally call your stomach is a dustbin, because you are putting nowadays, because of our lifestyle, food habits, we are putting all the garbages, that means the oily, spicy food, है ना, or junk food, which is the garbage for your stomach, very heavy for digestion. So, cleansing your stomach, removing the toxins of those stomach, stomach is necessary, and by practicing this Vaman Kriya, you are throwing that garbage out, excess garbage out, and you are cleansing your dustbin very properly. Okay. So, this is Danda Dhoti Kriya. So, by practicing Danda Dhoti, as I told you, the excess gases, excess bile, excess acid, or if indigested food is still in your stomach, it is thrown out, it is cleansed out. Okay. This Kriya is very good for asthma, bronchial asthma. When you are vomiting out because of the reflex action, as it creates pressure on the lungs, and then the thoracic cavity is getting compressed, and then it is thrown out, vomiting out. So, because of which the excess mucus is also thrown out, and it is very effective for bronchial asthma, as per the scientific research done by Swamiji. You can find those references of scientific research in our Yog Mimamsa journal, which is open for all. You can see it on our website also. So, let us have a look at the demonstration of Vaman Kriya. Okay. Deval is with us, he is going to demonstrate this Vaman Kriya, and because Vaman Kriya, many people they do not have the vomiting sensation. For example, for me, if somebody is vomiting in front of me, I do not get that sensation, vomiting sensation, it is very hard for me. But some people are very sensitive, only without inserting fingers also they can vomit out. Okay. So, he is very good in that Kriya, and you will see how he is having some button here in the throat. The moment he is just tapping the button, and the pump of the water is coming out. Okay. So, let us see. So, Deval, he is ready to demonstrate Vaman Kriya, Vaman Dhoti. So, sitting on both legs, both feet like this, in Kagasana or like this, whichever is comfortable for you, and then start drinking water. So, you are supposed to drink water without stopping in between. Only if in between you get the little, if the gases are there with the water, then if you feel the belching sensation, you can belch out, otherwise keep drinking water. Early morning with empty stomach, and the previous night dinner should be little light, because if you are consuming heavy dinner at previous night, then some food particles, indigested food may remain in your stomach, and it will come out with Vaman. And that is the reason this is very good for hyperacidity, because the excess acid is thrown out. Now, he finished drinking water, he can come. Now, you can come in standing. So, taking particular angle, bending at the knees little, then bending forward, and then you are supposed to insert your index and middle finger, taking the tongue out in your throat, so that you will get the vomiting sensation, and you can vomit out like this. Okay. So, he is vomiting just like a elephant, how the elephant is throwing the water through the tongue, his trunk. So, in that way. So, at the end here, little reddish or yellowish water will come out, and you will feel little pungent taste in your mouth. That means the bile and the acids are there at the end, and they are thrown out. So, this is very good cleansing Woman Kriya. Thank you, Deval.
Namaste sir. My question is, for the people who are unable to generate vomiting reflex, is there any kriya mentioned in yoga tradition? If yes, what are its therapeutic benefits?
So, as I explained during the explanation of woman dhoti, that about me, I don't get the reflex action easily. So, people those who don't have reflex actions, for them, instead of woman dhoti, danda dhoti is very useful. What is that danda dhoti? Danda means like a pipe, a hollow tube, that is known as danda. In the tradition, those yogis used to practice this danda dhoti by using a stem of a turmeric or the cane, okay, or the stem of the leaf, papaya leaf, okay, and the length is around 1.5 feet to 2 feet, okay, 1.5 से 2 feet का लंबाई उसका होता है. So, this catheter known as danda dhoti, nowadays we have the rubber catheter available, just like rubber neti we have danda dhoti also made up of rubber, which is very easy for use, easy for sterilization, cleansing. In the same way, like woman dhoti, you are supposed to drink a lot of saline water, means lukewarm salty water with the empty stomach. After drinking water, you will insert that rubber catheter, that tube, in your throat, and you keep swallowing that rubber catheter, inserting, pushing and swallowing it. With the swallowing action, automatically it will push further. After inserting approximately half of the catheter, you will feel the touching sensation of that end of the catheter in your stomach. At that time, you will lean forward, and then with the gravity, water will come out automatically with the gravity. You don't have to do anything. As while inserting the tube, you will get some reflex actions. So, because of that reflex actions, you may have some vomiting sensation, doesn't matter. But with that, the abdomen will go in, just when it is going in during that we can that Udyan Bandha, like Udyan Bandha, it is sucked in automatically. Okay. So, because of that pressure also, the water is thrown out. It will take time, some time more than woman dhoti, and after that, at the end, little yellowish or reddish water will come out. So, that means that is your bile or your acid that is coming out at the end. That means the water is finished. After that, slowly you can take the tube out. This is the technique of danda dhoti. The danda dhoti is very good for bronchial asthma. After the research, it was found that the vomiting reflex, they are stimulating the bronchial walls because of that reflex action, and because of the relaxation of that bronchial walls, it is very good for bronchial asthma. Then the excess bile acid is also thrown out with the water, and the secretion of the gastric juices and other hormones is also getting stimulated. They are happening, they are secreted in a proper quantity. So, that is the benefit of danda dhoti. So, we have Kaveri with us, who is going to demonstrate this danda dhoti, not in the traditional way or with the turmeric stem, but with the rubber tube. Okay. So, have a look at this. Kaveri, please. So, Kaveri is demonstrating this danda dhoti. For that, to drink water, you are supposed to sit in Kagasana, okay, on both feet, and after that, drinking water, lukewarm salty water, as I told you. So, Kaveri, you can start drinking water. Remember, once you start drinking water, don't stop in between. very slowly but in a relaxed way, but keep drinking continuously till you feel that your stomach is full. You keep drinking water. This Kagasana is the ideal position for the elimination, as just like an Indian toilet. So that is the ideal position. Nowadays, because of our lifestyle, as we are using the commode, kitchen table, dining table, writing table, computer table, so we have digestive disorders. That has become a very common problem nowadays. In between, if you get some belching, you can take the gas out, so that belching may come in between as you are drinking water with empty stomach and lot of water. So you may feel that. So she has finished her capacity of drinking water. Now she will come in standing, and this is danda. Okay, so you have to insert that danda, small end of danda, in your mouth, taking the tongue out. And then after inserting it in the throat, you keep swallowing it and keep pushing it in. Swallowing action and pushing action will happen together. In between, if you get the vomiting, you just try to swallow that vomiting sensation, and see now how water is coming out with the gravity. It will come out automatically, you do not have to take it out. In between, if it is not coming in the beginning, you can slightly push your stomach in, and then the flow of the water will start. So as the question was, those who are not getting the vomiting sensation, reflex actions, for them instead of woman dhoti, this dand dhoti is recommended. In between, if the continuous flow of water is obstructed, if it is stopped, then you can move your danda little in or out, so that the remaining water will come, and at the end little yellowish or reddish water will come out. That means that is the bile or the acid. If you have consumed a heavy food in previous night in dinner, then there is a possibility of having some food particles, indigested food. So that is why if you want to do this kriya in the morning, the previous night dinner should be little light. With this water, the excess bile, excess mucus, phlegm, excess acids are thrown out, and your stomach is getting cleansed out completely. Now the flow of the water is getting obstructed, it is getting stopped in between. So, she pushed her pipe little in or taking it out, so that the remaining water is also coming out, and at the end this reddish or yellowish water is coming out. That means that is the bile, and that is the sign that that the water is finished and it is the end of the process. Then slowly you can pull the pipe out. While pulling also you may get the vomiting sensations, vomiting action sometime, and then spit it out, that is it. So, this is Danda Dhoti. Thank you, Kaveri.
Namaste sir. From our childhood, we are viewing in our TV sets about the Nauli Kriya performed by yoga gurus. So, is there anything written in tradition about the Nauli Kriya? If yes, can you elaborate about it?
Yes, it is true, because of the television. Now, a common man is also aware about this Nauli Kriya. But before performing Nauli Kriya, you need to practice Agnisar Kriya and Udyan Bandha. Without practice of Udyan Bandha and Agnisar, person is not able to perform this Nauli Kriya. So, those who are already aware about this Agnisar Kriya and Udyan Bandha, they will be able to perform this Nauli very easily. In Nauli Kriya, like Udyan Bandha, you are supposed to, of course, this Kriya is done in standing traditionally. So, in standing only, you are going to inhale completely. After inhalation, then you will exhale fully. When you are exhaling fully, pressing your palms on the thighs or on the knees, and then you are supposed to suck your abdominal wall in such a way that imagine to touch your belly button to the spine, so that it will create a cave like structure in the below the rib cage in the abdominal wall. And then you are supposed to lift your organs up, that is Udyan Bandha. After that, when you are pressing your both the palms on your thighs little more, and like Agnisar, imagine Agnisar, and you want to push your abdominal wall out, center of the abdominal wall out, or belly button out, automatically the central Nauli or Madhya Nauli will come. Then the caves, two caves will be created to the sides, and at the Nauli will come at the center. So, those muscles will be accumulated at the center, that is known as Madhya Nauli, okay, central Nauli. After that, when you are shifting the pressure of the palm, when you will be pressing your, for example, left palm more and release the pressure of the right palm, that time this Nauli will shift to the right side. And then if you exchange the pressure of the palm, when you are pressing your right palm and release the pressure of the left palm, this Nauli will shift to the left side. So, when Nauli is to the right side of the body, that is known as Dakshina Nauli. And when Nauli is comes to the left side of the body, it is known as Vama Nauli. You know, Vam and Dakshin side. Okay. When you are facing to the sun, that time right side is your Dakshin and left side is your Vama. So, Vama Nauli and Dakshin Nauli. And after that, when you become a very good practitioner, that time then alternate shifting of the pressure of the palms, and then automatically the Nauli is going to rotate like a churner. So, it is known as Nauli Chalan, okay, clockwise and counterclockwise, both sides. So, this Nauli Kriya, which is very advanced practice of yoga, is very beneficial for the disorders related to the digestive system, like dyspepsia, then constipation, gases problem can be corrected. Then it stimulates your liver functions, pancreatic functions, spleen. So, the disorders related to the spleen, to the kidneys, to the pancreas, to the liver, for them also this Nauli Kriya is very effective. Even it is very good for the sexual disorders also. So, now we have Abhas Das with us, who is going to demonstrate this Nauli Kriya. But remember, Abhas is a regular and advanced practitioner. All those Kriyas or all the yoga practices should be done after the guidance of a yoga teacher. So, do not practice at your own without teacher. So, Abhas is going to demonstrate this Nauli Kriya. Let us see. Here Abhas is ready to demonstrate Nauli Kriya. As I told you that before Nauli, if you are a good practitioner of Udyan, Bandha and Agnisar, then only you can practice Nauli. So, he is a good practitioner. It is better to remove your t-shirt so that all can watch you properly. Then for Nauli Kriya, first in standing you are supposed to inhale fully, complete inhalation, then exhale all the way, complete exhalation. For that you can bend forward. After that, after exhalation, hold the breath out, suck the abdomen in, touching your abdominal wall to the spine, creating a cave like structure. This is Udyan. And now pressing your palms on your thighs and pushing your middle of the abdomen out. You can take rest in between because it is very intensive practice. This is Madhya Nauli. So, the abdominal muscles are coming at the center. Now shift it to the right side. This is Dakshina Nauli. Then to the left side is Vama Nauli, and then Nauli Chalan, rotation. Relax in between again, take rest with normal breathing for some time. Again, exhale, hold the breath out, Udyan, then Nauli, and then Nauli Chalan, rotation, clockwise, then counterclockwise. It is moving just like a churner. So, Nauli Chalan, relax. Thank you Abhas. So, this is about some kriyas. I hope you enjoyed our sessions on especially on Shuddhi Kriyas, and I hope to see you in our next sessions related to other practices like asana, pranayam, etc. So, this Shuddhi Kriya session especially for the young generation and for the lifestyle disorders, I hope this will be very beneficial if you follow these those kriyas in your daily routine, in your lifestyle. If you include those kriyas, that will be very beneficial for you, and you will maintain your holistic health, that is your physical, mental and emotional health, spiritual health, and you live your life very happily, very safely. I am very thankful to Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institution and Ayush Ministry for this opportunity to present in front of you. Namaste.